So, have the two of you finished punching each other yet? Finished for real, or just pretending to be done? If it's really over, then fine. Let me step in and play the role of the peacemaker. Poor thing, I've been swamped with 100,000 matters these past few weeks. Only now do I have the time to pay attention to you two. Try to understand, will you? There you go. Once the fighting is done, the blood has been spilled, the houses burned, the casualties counted. Only then does China appear, draped in the robes of peace, holding an olive branch, speaking in smooth, textbook-perfect diplomatic phrases. This move is truly something, earning a spotless reputation without upsetting anyone. Clever, so clever it makes one grit their teeth in reluctant admiration. Ladies and gentlemen, to clear the air before we dissect the matter further, let us first review this so-called mediation event that recently took place in Yunnan. Under the chairmanship of Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi, a trilateral meeting was convened with his Cambodian and Thai counterparts. After firm handshakes and carefully calibrated diplomatic smiles, the three sides announced a 5-point consensus. The 5 points sounded impeccable, reinforcing the ceasefire and committing to absolute restraint so that no further shots would be fired, restoring communication channels at all levels, from border forces to senior leadership, preventing misunderstandings, building confidence, and re-establishing political trust, pledging not to undermine each other's core interests, and finally, improving bilateral relations, resuming trade and travel, enhancing regional cooperation, and jointly maintaining peace and stability along the border, under the witness and support of China, the benevolent elder brother. On the news, it sounded smooth. On paper, it looked elegant. But strip away the glossy language, and what remains is a carefully choreographed performance, timed down to the very second. A performance in which China played the role of the hero who arrives late, and played it masterfully. Because the naked truth is this: when the situation was at its most chaotic, when gunfire was still echoing along the Thai-Cambodian border, when Cambodia, clearly weaker both militarily and economically, was being pressed hard by Thailand, where was China then? Rewind a few weeks. Tensions flared along the border. Cambodia found itself on the losing end. There were casualties, property losses, and above all, a profound sense of fear and uncertainty gripping the country. By the unwritten rules of the political underworld, when a junior ally is being beaten, the boss is supposed to show up immediately. He doesn't even have to fight. His presence alone is often enough to stop the blows. And Cambodia is no ordinary junior ally. It is China's closest partner in Southeast Asia, a country where Beijing has poured billions of dollars into highways, airports, and seaports, a country hosting the strategically vital Ream naval base. So when the fire broke out, Cambodia called Beijing in desperation. "Big brother, help me. Thailand is beating me badly. Say something. Do something." What came back was silence, a chilling, calculated silence. At best, a few generic statements about grave concern and calls for restraint by all parties. Not a single warning directed at Bangkok, no economic pressure, no military signaling, not even symbolic. To the casual observer, this looked like betrayal. To political analysts, it was something else entirely: raw, unfiltered realism. Beijing understood perfectly well that stepping in too early and too openly on Cambodia's behalf would come at a cost. First, it would alienate Thailand, a country that is anything but easy to deal with. Second, it would invite international criticism for acting like a great power bullying regional affairs. So the safest course was to sit back and watch the tigers fight, allowing Cambodia to take some hits, painful but not fatal. To understand this cold calculation, one need only follow the money. Thailand, in China's eyes, is not just a neighbor. It is the second largest economy in Southeast Asia, a major manufacturing hub for electric vehicles where Chinese companies are pouring in capital to bypass Western tariffs, and the top tourist destination for Chinese travelers, bringing in massive foreign exchange. Picking a fight with Thailand would be like kicking over one's own rice bowl. Cambodia, by comparison, is indeed close, but undeniably the weaker party. The relationship is largely one-directional. China gives, Cambodia receives. It is not a high-volume, mutually profitable trade partnership like China's relationship with Thailand. Cambodia's value lies in long-term geopolitical positioning. Thailand's value lies in immediate, tangible economic returns. From the perspective of a hard-nosed political merchant, the logic was simple. Let the younger brother suffer a bit. Let Thailand vent its anger, and step in later when the dust settles. But China underestimated one thing: the rage of a junior ally pushed to the brink. And that was when a bold and dangerous move was made, not by seasoned old strategists, but by the young Prime Minister, Hun Manet. Faced with existential pressure, Cambodia learned a brutal lesson. Brotherhood is only worth as much as the contracts behind it, and when a country has nothing left to lose, it may do the unthinkable. Hun Manet played a high-stakes hand that sent shockwaves straight to Zhongnanhai. He issued an unprecedented ultimatum. Cambodia would reconsider its entire strategic partnership with China, and more explosively, open Ream Naval Base to the United States. This was a strike aimed directly at China's jugular. Ream was a facility Beijing had quietly invested in, hoping to secure exclusive strategic leverage. Now, Phnom Penh was openly threatening to invite Washington, China's foremost strategic rival, to dock warships there. And that wasn't all. Cambodia also hinted at dismantling Chinese-dominated special economic zones and semi-autonomous enclaves on its territory. To Beijing, this was nothing short of a geopolitical bomb detonating at the heart of its regional strategy. At that moment, China snapped out of its leisurely posture. Calm calculation gave way to urgency. Action became unavoidable. The first move was an aid shipment flown into Cambodia. The material value may not have been significant, but politically it mattered. It gave Cambodia something to show its people. See, Big Brother still cares. Then came the mediation in Yunnan. Wang Yi did not fly to Bangkok or Phnom Penh. Instead, he summoned both sides to China. This detail matters greatly. It was the posture of a patriarch sitting at the head of the table, calling in two feuding subordinates to pass judgment. No one had to humiliate themselves by visiting the other's capital. Both bowed to China. Look again at the 5-point consensus. It sounds impressive, but in substance it is hollow. Ceasefire and restored communication are things that naturally happen once fighting ends, and in reality, Thailand and Cambodia had already agreed to them bilaterally. China merely formalized what was inevitable, stamped it with red seals, and claimed it as diplomatic success. That is China's true skill, transforming the obvious into achievement, handing each side a ladder to climb down gracefully. Thailand saves face by yielding not to Cambodia, but to China. Cambodia saves face by presenting China as its protector. And when the smoke clears, who laughs the loudest? Not Thailand, not Cambodia, China. Beijing emerges with enhanced international prestige, preserved economic interests, and reinforced authority as a regional power broker. Wang Yi is portrayed as a peace envoy, while China lost no blood and sacrificed none of its core interests. Thailand is not offended, Cambodia is reassured, if belated, and has nowhere else to turn. This episode is a textbook lesson in ruthless realism, a cold shower for smaller states. Never put all your eggs in the basket of a great power. As long as interests align, you are family. When they diverge,
that Big Brother may suddenly be too busy in meetings while you are being beaten to the ground. That is the world as it is, and international politics is never a place for innocence.
Thank you for watching this story. If you found it meaningful, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this video. And now it's time to say goodbye. Thank you for staying with Societal Stories.